thank you, kind sir.
I would have texted you, but I was at the North Rim.
Oh, nice. Nice. Did you have fun? Good.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. Stargazing. Oh, God. It's got to have been beautiful up there for that. Outstanding. Good. How long were you up there? Last night? Yep, that was part of the timing of the whole thing. Although, with the arrangement I've got, I can stay on our plan for maybe up to 5 years if I want to. If I pay. But the company pays most of it. So, they continue, because I'm technically, I'm remaining as a director for 5 years. In a paid role, as long as they can continue to pay me.
Don't retire.
No.
Hello.
It's a firefighter. You like it?
That's not much of a ding, is it? Maybe I need to put on my right side, huh?
There you go.
There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with gas. So, fellow Rotarians and guests, welcome downtown. So whether you're joining us in person or you're one of those that are dialing in on our Facebook page or YouTube, welcome. This is our first day back downtown in almost a 40-year absence. I don't know about you guys, but it feels pretty good. We're going to jump right into the pledge and the song. Leading us with the pledge is our former mayor, Jonathan Rothschild. He has already chastised me to be brief, bright, and gone, which I intend to do none of the above. Jonathan, I will tell you this. Jonathan was an honorary member of our club back in 2014. And when you have an honorary member that decides that they're having too much fun and they want to become a regular member, that is a great, pat on the back. Jonathan, without any further ado, come lead us in the pledge.
All right, well, is this okay? We accomplished the first thing we wanted to do, which was to keep Mark short. I don't know how long that'll stay. Let's do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, you want me to, do we just go right? Oh, there we go. God bless America, everybody now. Land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the light with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairie, to the ocean, bright with snow. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Chris Dodge on keyboards. Well, give it up.
We also had Dan DeVoe playing some electric guitar for us today, too.
I think Jonathan broke the microphone. So a couple of things I want to just do real quickly. First, I'm sad to report that we've had a former member that's recently passed, Babe Hawk, the son of George, and Anita Hawk recently passed on the 27th. He's a former member. Just a moment of silence, please. Thank you. We also have two members that could use our help. I think at our meeting before last, we signed some get well cards for Frank Dahl, who fell off his horse, broke a bunch of ribs, and it's the second time. We're kidding with Frank. He needs to learn how to ride a horse. We'll harass Frank about that a little bit later, but I will tell you guys he really appreciated the cards that we got. Sandy told me it just really raised his spirits. Also, John Strobeck, his wife, has let us know, Tamara, that he's not doing well. We're not sure exactly what's going on, but as you may know, John's a heck of a DJ, and he's also an ordained minister. And there's some cards that are being passed around, and if you would take the time to sign, that'd be great. I think he needs a little cheering up to do. We're going to move into our inspirational message before we break for lunch. Mitch Pisak is going to be presenting that. His classification is business services, business consulting. He's a University of Illinois grad. He joined in March of this year. He's with the Pisak Consulting Group. He's going to be spearheading our inspiration committee this year. We've got Mitch and 4 other people sitting on that, and you'll hear all of them. That'll be great. Give us a different message every time. One may be recorded. We don't really know. Mitch also is the member who holds the record for qualifying for a blue badge the quickest. We've had to tell Mitch that part of the reason you wear a red badge is so people know you're a new member. So Mitch, I'm sorry, you're going to have to keep wearing that red badge for a minute. Come on up.
Upon reflection, our inspirational moment is not meant to inspire ourselves. The true purpose is for us to be an inspiration to others. The resplendent foundation of this revelation is that we are naturals at this responsibility. We are Rotarians who believe. We believe in the greater good. We believe in improving the world for all who we can. We believe in service to all and malice towards none. We do the right thing at the right time, the right way, and we do it with style. We walk the talk, we talk the walk, and we stand tall. We embrace inclusiveness and are alarmingly inviting. The shimmering patina of good intentions envelops us as a beacon for others. The people in this room generations of inspirational souls who earn the mantle of 100 years of greatness. The people in this room are also the first generation of aspirational souls who will marshal in a new centennial whose glory of generational greatness ultimately renders, relegates, and repositions those first 100 years' achievements to pale indeed, in comparison to what we will accomplish. We have only just begun. It begins today. We are Rotarians. We are damn impressive. We make it happen. We inspire others to aspire. A minute with us is an inspirational moment for them. Resplendent Rotarians indeed.
Thank you, Mitch. Now you can see why Mitch is heading up that committee. Please be seated, enjoy your lunch and some fellowship. We'll be back in about 15 minutes or so.
You want my raffle tickets? They're like $10. They're $20 for 10, or $10 for 5. I got change. $20 worth. Cool.
Coming.
There you go, sir. I'll get you change right now.
Leading the charge and experience, and that helps. I'm nervous that everything together is going to make it well.
Christopher.
Yeah, give them to the. I love that. Only got 10 left. He already has. Jim, do you want any raffle? I think that's.
He knew, but he forgot. He's bringing his lunch with him. He's ready to go.
Hey there, buddy. Well, after meeting with the doctor up in Barrow, she said that surgery was required or necessary. We still think there are other ways to do it. Because I have it here too. It's like, but it would get really bad in the elbow. And I talked to, and he said, well, you gotta wear tennis elbow and strips. That's just what you gotta wear. I said, you gotta wear it all the time. It's not just when you're playing. You gotta wear it all the time because those tendons and whatever don't get any relief unless you have it. He said it was the same thing. He said that. He said one day you'll realize that. And that's exactly what happened. Like it took 6-7 weeks before I noticed any improvement, and then it was kind of gone. Well, I hope it goes well for you. I hope that subsides. We want to see you back out on the course. Yep. And I hope he's able to accomplish them. It's always, everybody comes in with tons of enthusiasm and realizing that you're halfway through the year that you're not going to get nearly the fraction done that you anticipate. But he's a go-getter and he's got some connections. Thank you.
Look at that, man.
Oh, thank you.
Check that out.
Awesome.
Check it out, huh? A little birthday boy cake. I like that.
Very cool. I guess we should go out of camp. Me too.
I'm going to save mine and eat it later. Started, I'm thinking that's the deal.
It's not big enough for me to afford to saltfish on this one day.
I need a better hammer, I think. There we
You
go.
just need to know what it is.
Yeah. Welcome back. So a couple of things. Does everybody know we're having a car show later? Later this year. So if you would like to have this in your office so that when people come by and they know where to go to get a ticket, this is up here front. If you need more, or if you just want one, or you want more than one, please see Hugh Thompson. Use our guy on speed with this. Special announcement for Dorinna. We all are just getting used to wearing our badges again, right? So do not forget, on your badge, there's a little thing on the back. You want to make sure you get it scanned so that Dorinna knows you were here. I'd like to welcome our visiting Rotarians and guests. When your name is called, if you would please stand up, that'd be great. We do not have any visiting Rotarians, but we do have a number of guests. We'll start with Ali Farhang, pretty amazing attorney here in town, one of my guests. Next, Leanne Harrison. Leanne's with the Chase Building team. By the way, she was responsible for the lounge at the airport. She's the one that built out the military lounge for us. My son, Christopher. My much better half, Janine. One of those downtown Pinkins, Monica Lane. If you screw up, the sheriff's here, our pal Chris Nanos. Many of you haven't had a chance to meet Bonnie. Bonnie Schock is the executive director for the Fox Theater. Bonnie gets the Bad Timing Award. She signed up to join the Fox on March 9th last year. If you like the streetcar, want to know more about it, you want to talk with the guy that runs it, that'd be my pal Steve Spade. Former Boys and Girls Club exec, now over at Lotus, Debbie Wagner. If you don't know anything about football, i.e. soccer, you would definitely want to meet Amanda Powers. She is our CEO over at FC Tucson. Now, some of the other people brought guests as well. Wayne Meyer brought Kay Meyer. And Alan Rogers brought Allison McLaughlin. Welcome. I would also like to ask the 15 or so members who have joined Rotary Club over the last 6 months to stand up when your name is called. Kim Adair. Nancy Bevins, Brent Durad, Dan DeVoe, former member John Duvall, back with us again, Jennifer's lesser half, Sean, Anna Lonzi, Nicole Lombardo, Diana Medeiros, John McCaleb, Agbel Nogby. I always make a mistake with that name. I'm going to get some personal coaching on that, I think. Mitch Piesick, Jonathan Rothschild, Nancy Stockton, and Lynn Struthers-Pete. We're excited to have all of you with us today. So now to introduce our program is the one and only Jennifer Hoffman. Jen to her friends, countdown to those in the know. She got the nickname Countdown because a couple months ago when we asked her how long she had, she knew exactly. She is an NAU graduate. She joined in August of 2011. Her classification is Service Industry Call Center. As I mentioned, she's our immediate past president and did a heck of a job in getting us all through COVID. I'm honored to call Jen a friend, and I would tell you it was my privilege this past year to be her wingman. Jen?
Thank you, Mark. I'm back. Just kidding. Or you could quote, what is it, Jack Nicholson? Here's Jenny, though I hate being called Jenny. So, anyways, I have a few words to share with you all about our new president, you guys. He's been a member of our remarkable club for 28 years. Not only has it given him a chance to make a difference in our club, but make a tremendous impact in our community. He's received numerous awards and accolades from a variety of organizations, most recently being recognized as Man of the Year. Over the course of the past year, I've really gotten to know Mark, and it's been my pleasure. He's been there to provide support, be a sounding board, and provide mentorship to me. We would meet pretty much every Wednesday. First of all, well, most of the year it was on Zoom, and just go over what was going on, And then finally, in the past couple months, we actually got to start meeting and having happy hour together, which was fun. As you guys know, he's a guy who gets things done. And if he cannot get it done himself, he knows who to call, and he puts a team together, and he makes it happen. I have no doubt that he will eclipse his goals that he sets for membership growth and diversity for our club. Sometimes he throws out these crazy ideas, but you know what? When they seem insurmountable, somehow, bam, he makes them happen. Here we are downtown, and I know that we as a club are going to thrive here, and I know that having this club in the capable hands of Mark Irvin, I am more excited than ever. So please help me welcome our new president, Mark Irvin.
Thank all of you. It's, as you can appreciate, a little humbling to be up here. I dodged the target for 28 years, thought I had done so quite successfully, and I guess that wasn't as successful as I thought I was. So I'd be remiss in not throwing out a couple of thank yous, and I want to start with Janine. Thank you. Christopher, thank you. Can't do this stuff if they don't pick up stuff at the office for me, so you guys are great. As a incoming president, you're getting a lot of help and a lot of mentors, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say thanks to Jen and Bob and Chuck. Those folks were just amazing at helping me get up to speed, and it didn't stop there. I'll tell you, every single past president was great. All of you guys know that nobody is successful without Dorinna and Carrie telling us what to do, and Dorinna, thanks for always telling me what to do. Okay, so kind of hop into the program here. I want to just kind of touch on three things, and I think they're things we should ask ourselves. I think when you join Rotary, we should always ask ourselves these three questions. Why did you join? Why do you stay? And what are you going to do to make the club better? Let me repeat those. Why'd you join? Why'd you stay? What are you going to do to make things better? I kind of joke, it's almost like a three-legged stool. All three of those pieces are important or it won't stand up. I won't read through all this with you, but what I want to say is I really do think I got a pretty amazing hand. In fact, I am going to read them. So I've got this amazing group of strategic thinkers, past presidents and the board that are really great. I haven't had a single past president or any board member or any member of our club that I've called and asked for help. And you guys know I'm not shy about that. I've not gotten a single no, not one. I appreciate what Chuck Sawyer and his team did to help us get to our strategic plan. I think it really provides us a really clear direction for our club. You guys know how we feel about our administrative staff, second to none. I think our venue downtown is going to be amazing for us as a club and for growth. When you think about 3,000 jobs were added down here in the last 8 years, that's pretty telling. I think we're in a situation where after the pandemic, we're all ready to engage. What a great place to do it. And I think that's going to really help our membership. We've got this incredible, well-organized car show. I'm just always blown away with how well that works. Obviously, I don't have to worry about our Centennial either, because our buddy Mr. Lubinsky's handling that. And then thanks to our buddies at O'Reilly, we've got a pretty amazing raffle prize that we're going to be giving away. Exciting venue, and as I mentioned, not a single no from anybody. You probably can't read this, but we're going to put this on the website. This is, we call this our org chart. This is our various directors and who they are and what they do and what we're going to ask them to be responsible for. Jen and I spent some time last year looking through all of the various positions and tweaking things slightly, and I think we're really tickled with where we are with all the above. So we've kind of realigned what the past president does as well. Jen's new job, wing woman, that's pretty cool, board counsel, and she's also in charge of pranks and mischief. A little story I want to tell you guys. Where's my buddy Chris Dodge? Where'd Chris run off to? There he is, hiding back over there. So a couple things that I think every president wants to do, and one is how do we keep things on time, and we'll get to that in a second. But last year when all of our stuff with the move, we knew we needed to figure out a way to get a new keyboard. Jen came to me and said, hey Mark, why don't we just buy this keyboard ourselves and give it to the club? And we elected to do so. As the president, I get to do things that I couldn't do last year, and my guess is Jen wouldn't even approve this. But we have a little surprise for Jen. A new Corvette.
No, not a Corvette.
Yeah.
And look below the keyboard right here, and you will see that it is named Jen.
So we've kind of had some fun with that. I've said to Chris, we got to be careful with this. You know, you can't say, would you please crank up Jen? I mean, it's just not going to work. So we've been kind of working on this. I also would like to thank my pal Diana Medeiros. Boss, thank you. Diana thinks I'm crazy. We've known each other too long, and I asked her if she would do a fun little sign for Jen. And so that sign will be there all the time. So when you guys come in, you're going to see the keyboard named Jen. That's what's going on there. And then finally, as it relates to that keyboard, we always struggle with how to keep people on point and time. And I know we've seen the hook. Roger had a rubber chicken. We've seen a horn. We've seen all kinds of goofiness. I will tell you, Chris has come up with a really neat jingle for us. Chris, take it away.
Okay. I will play it on the Jen occasionally, but I have friends, so we recorded it for you, so you'll get it in full stereo HD. Take it away, Jen.
Be brief, be bright, be gone.
There you go. Be brief, be bright, be gone.
The lyrics were written by Mark Irvin, and could you play the second one for me? And in case you ever want to know who the president is, it's this.
Mark Irvin.
That's for you, buddy.
Is that not a great sergeant at arms? I mean, what do you do with that? Chris, thank you. Anyway, Jen, we wanted just to kind of come up with a way to say thank you. Last year was tough. You did an amazing job for us. Thank you. Okay, so I guess we're going to look at that piano thing again. We already did that one. Okay, we'll just move on from that. Okay, Bruce Jacobs. So usually as the president-elect, your job is just to kind of sit around and absorb. We're going to have some fun this year. He's not only going to be a wingman, but he's going to join and be responsible for our citations and some citation and club recognitions. And then along with Chris, he's going to be a co-conspirator of our fines and raffles and our auction. So I think we'll have some fun with him doing that. The money man. So Glenn Ewing has been our treasurer. I'm not sure how long, but for quite a while. That's one of the 3 positions that I get to pick as a president, and it was the easiest arm twisting I've ever done in my life. Glenn, thank you. Marcy Euler. Marcy is serving as our secretary. Marcy's going to do a couple things for us this year, including something I'll talk about later, and that's Where Are They Now? She's the head over at the Pima Community College Foundation. So she's going to keep track of everything and keep everything on track, but she is a very important, integral piece of what we do. Joe Daniszewski, board member. So he's going to be responsible for youth services, and I'm sure he'll be reaching out to all of you for some help and some ideas. Curtis Dawson. Curtis is off goofing off with some buddies, I think in Colorado right now. He's probably watching this virtually. Hi, Curtis. Anyway, he's going to be responsible for club service projects. Talked about Chris Dodge. He's going to serve a couple roles in addition to being our sergeant at arms. He's our music man, and then he'll work with Bruce as our co-conspirator of fines, raffles, and auctions. Jeannie Flower. Jeannie does a number of things for us. Social is probably a great one for her to handle because she is a party animal. But I will also tell you, the programs do not happen without Jeannie. Jeannie's responsible for collecting all the data, getting it, making sure our speakers' information all comes in properly, and then getting it over to Rick Rose so that he can script us up and do a little video on who our speakers are. So we'll continue that this year. Jeannie, thanks for stepping in on the board. Rob LeMaster. So Rob, I'm sorry about that. I just had to throw that in there. It says, could somebody remind me to tell Rob he needs to give me a picture that's a little less blurry? That's not the best picture. But anyway, Rob is going to be responsible for community service and recognition and is new on the board this year. Chris Mooney. So in addition to sitting in the back of the room and being such a godsend with Switcher Studio and everything else we do, he also is responsible for public relations for the club. Steve Pickering. Talk about an important position, not that all of them aren't. Membership is probably the one area that we really need to focus on, and I am really comfortable and confident that Steve has got it figured out and has really put together an amazing team that'll touch on a whole bunch of different areas that are important to all of us. And then, of course, the real bosses that hold everything together, of course, is Dorinna and Carrie. And I will tell you, anybody that ever worries about being a president, don't. You've got an amazing front office staff, and if there's something you don't know, all you got to do is ask, and they will bring you up to speed really quickly. Sometimes the stuff you really don't want to hear. Okay, so you probably all got your new pins. So when I joined Rotary 28 years ago, you did not come to a meeting without your Rotary pin on. Rick, you know that. So I thought it was kind of silly for me to be harassing you guys about wearing a Rotary pin if I didn't give you one. So that's a gift. They're the magnetic versions, so you don't have to tear up your clothes. And hopefully you'll wear them every Wednesday. It's my gift to you guys. And you might want to wear it. Just suggesting, especially on Wednesdays. Did I mention fines? Talked about this, our 5-year strategic plan. Talk about an important piece of work with a lot of folks involved in this, from both the foundation, from the club, from past presidents, I could go on until I'm blue. Huge group of folks that chimed in on this. If you've not read it, you should. It's on our website. Please take a moment and do so. A couple things I want to point out to you is grow the club to 300 members by 2025. That seems like a long time away. It'll be here before we know it. I'd say, why are we waiting that long? We're going to focus on a number of things with membership. Youth, more women, and we'd like to see our club do a better job of approximating the demographics of our community. So we're going to look at that very, very heavily, and we've got a strong plan in place to make all that happen. One thing that I would ask all members to do, everybody bring one. I've asked our board to bring 2. I've made a promise to do 10. So I'm not asking anybody to do anything that I'm not doing. Everybody bring one. This was kind of interesting, and my son Christopher helped me with this. Christopher, thank you. I was interested to know, where did the Tucson Rotary Club stack up? So I put together and finally got from Rotary, talk about an overload. They gave me a spreadsheet that had all 35,000 clubs listed in it and all the data in it that we had to go wade through. But the long and the short is we broke out of that the top 50 U.S. clubs. The Tucson Club is the largest club in the state, dwarfing anything else in the state, anything in Phoenix. We're the 38th largest club in the United States, and we're the 53rd largest out of 35,000 clubs internationally. Let me repeat that. 53rd largest out of 35,000 Rotary clubs internationally. So when all of you do that, everyone bring one, we're going to hit that 300 number quicker than we think we will. And let me tell you what happens when we go to 300. First off, we end up being the 20th largest Rotary club in the United States, and we end up being the 25th largest Rotary club internationally. And guess what? We continue to be the largest Rotary club in the state of Arizona. One other thing I might point out to you, see Tucson's highlighted there. This will be on our website as well. What I want to mention to you is, if you look at that, I was also curious where clubs were located. And there's a really high preponderance of clubs our size that are all located in the Central Business District downtown. So what can you expect this year? First off, once you get past today, you're going to have some really great keynote speakers. I think our Centennial Year gives us some chances to focus on the past and the future, and also to ask us, why do we live, work, and play here? So we're going to do a focus on Tucson treasures. You already saw one inspirational message. You'll see one of those every week. You're going to get a 2 to 3 minute history lesson. This should be a great time for us to know more about our club, so at every meeting we'll do that. Because of Chris, we're going to have more tunes, and we're also going to have some more time to be social. Some monthly editions. I talked about where are they now. Marcy's going to head up a deal for us that we're going to bring in a former student that's out in the workplace, and we're going to have them tell us where they are now and what they're doing. And heaven forbid, we might even ask them to consider being a member of Rotary. We're also going to do more member recognitions. That doesn't mean we're going to, harass you and fine you. It just means we're going to harass you. We may fine you. A couple of things I think are really neat that both the board of the club and the foundation came together to buy, and that was Switcher Studio. And as you know, we're doing some things live on Facebook and some things live on YouTube. We're just trying to provide more and better experiences for our members, especially if you're traveling and for people that are interested. We think it'll have a great fit for the car show. Bob, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank you for your leadership with that. We're also going to have a return to the red table for new members. We'll see that start to come back. And we're going to obviously have a lot more increased silliness. We're going to definitely do some things this year that I think are going to be kind of neat. We're going to have a bring somebody younger than you to Rotary Day. How about this? We're going to bring a female to Rotary. And the day that we've set aside to do that is July 28th, and that's when Adia Barnes is here. That's also the day that we're going to do a group photograph of everybody. You'll see some information coming on that. The photograph that we've got that we're using in the Tucson, I think is a little bit dated. We're also going to have Bring Your Competitor to Work Day, and we're going to bring your children to Work Day. So we're going to find some opportunities to connect and have some fun and bring some other people into Rotary. We talked about the desire to see an increase in women membership. Guys, we're at 28% women. Really? Why aren't we at 50% women or better? So we're going to start seeing these sort of weekly dashboards that are going to pop up. That's going to give us a chance to track our progress. We're going to know where we are with our age distribution, how long you've been a member of the club, and then what that gender distribution is. And we're going to look at these on a weekly basis. We've actually selected 9 different charts that we're going to run through on a weekly basis. You only see 3 every week. We'll change them out, but just an opportunity for you to kind of see. One of those will touch on the car show. One will be on demographics. One will be on membership. Each one of those 3 categories has 3 slides. So how cool is this? What a bargain is that $10 gets you into the car show, and then you might have a chance to win a brand new 2021 C8 Corvette, thanks to our buddies Rob Draper et al. Over at O'Reilly Chevrolet. I think that is really great. I will tell you that Joni's planning on, and so is JTED, planning on us selling lots of tickets so we can meet our $250,000 commitment. We're going to look, thanks Joni. We're going to look to find some fun things to do with other clubs. I've spent some time talking with our district governor. Because we're downtown and we are the largest club in the district and the state and other places, we are going to use that influence to start to do some stuff to bring clubs together. And so we've already had a discussion with the Roadrunners and the Sugar Skulls. We've had a discussion with Bonnie at the Fox, and we would like to do something where maybe there's a Rotary night at the Fox Theater. Maybe there's a Rotary night at the Sugar Skulls. Maybe there's a Rotary night at the Roadrunners. So we're going to find some ways to really connect. And obviously, Kim, don't worry, we'll do that at the Arizona Bowl as well. We're also going to find a chance to do some more projects. And one project that we're going to focus on this year is A couple of years ago, we built a deck hockey rink on the Doolin Middle School campus for the Boys and Girls Club and for TUSD. Then the pandemic hit. There's a few things we didn't get done that we'd like to get done. And one of those is we'd like to put some trees around it. We'd like to landscape it up a little bit. So we're going to work with Bill Harlow. I've heard your name mentioned. We're going to be talking with some people that know what they're doing and try to figure out a way to work with the mayor with some of the initiatives she's got with the Million Trees. And I think it's really cool. We've got this new home at the TCC. Everybody was worried about parking. Guess what? You get covered parking. I mean, how cool is that? Rick Rose wanted some water in the Santa Cruz. Rick, it's in there for you now. I promised you that. We've got a brand new hotel right next door, 175 rooms, and another one getting ready to break up here pretty quick. The Wi-Fi and the connectivity here is only going to improve because Rio Nuevo's got big plans to do some additional things here. I already talked about some of the things that are going on downtown. I won't bore you with the rest of that. Steve Spade's here. Steve has generously given all of us, from now through the end of the year, the opportunity to jump on the streetcar and go ride it for free. So if you really want to get to know what's going on downtown, seriously, jump on the streetcar. Look at all the things you can go do. Hop over the West Side. Head over to the U of A. I could go on. A lot of opportunities to connect with the streetcar. Please jump on it, ride it. Also, Doc Crett and I are going to put together some walking tours downtown. More about that later. 3 things that you can do. Practice service above self. Everyone bring one. And engage. This is your club. Probably would be inappropriate not to put something up on what our international president has to say, so there you go. But I threw in there our Rotary 4-way test. We have a special award for that. That's something that is expected of all of us as Rotarians to practice the 4-way test. You can always all read it yourself. There's actually one back here. If you don't know it, you should. Centennial celebration. Wow, it's not that far away. And I know Jim is sitting here, and it's his birthday, and the last thing he wants to talk about is the centennial, so I'll do it for him. Jim's expecting some help from you guys. So if you're not engaged, if you haven't gotten online and registered to come to the celebration, if you've not maybe checked out the place next door to see if you want to rent a room and stay overnight, collect an auction item, I could go on. But if you're not engaged in the centennial, guys, we're not going to have another one of these for 100 years. Okay? So, now's the time. In celebration of our 100th year, we are in the process of thinking about what could we do for a time capsule. These are some ideas that we've kind of thought about. The Tucson Rotarians, our 75th Rotary Reminiscences book, our 50th anniversary book, membership, et cetera, et cetera. Look at that. If you've got some ideas about something that you think that ought to go into our time capsule, please share that with us. Okay, so everybody needs to do something to raise some money. And Bob Logan was an arm twister. Jennifer was a runner. I'm a fly fisherman. So if you have an interest in donating to Irv's Fly Fishing Fund, it is money that, just like Jen used, it's going to go towards other things other than Jen or other than me. But if you have an interest, I will tell you, the fish, 99% are going to be caught and released. They'll all be caught with barbless hooks. If you want, if you say, hey, Mark, I'm in for 5 pounds worth of fish at $1, I'll give you 5 pounds worth of fish at $1. If you say, Mark, I really want to have my photo made with a fish before you turn it loose, I can do that as well. Just reach out to me, tell me what you want to do. The good news is I won't be able to go to New Zealand this year, so all the fish will probably be a little bit smaller. But this will be a fund that we're going to use. Some of this money will find its way internationally. Some of this money might find its way into that Boys and Girls Club project with TUSD at Doolin that I talked about. So a lot of different opportunities for that. Okay, remember those 3 questions I asked you? Why'd you join? Why are you staying? What are you going to do to make it better? I'll close with thanks for the confidence. I do not think we should wait till 2025 to get to 300 members. I'm hoping you guys will all join me. We've got a lot to offer as a club, and I'm just tickled to be back downtown and be standing up here in front of you. I just appreciate your confidence. Thank you. Okay, for those that don't know, we asked our speaker, me, to sign a book that we put in our Make Way for Books library. And this book that I have signed is The Tree in Me. I'm not sure. Next time, maybe it'll be a fishing book. I don't know. Okay, so it's time to hop into that time with happy birthdays. Jim Lubinsky's our first guy up. He was born on July 2nd. He joined in December of 2003 with a classification retailing books. In case you didn't know, he's got a little something to do with Bookman's. He's a University of Illinois graduate. He was our club president in 12 and 13. I asked him 4 questions. What is something about you that others don't know? He responded, I kicked Billie Jean King off of a tennis court. I was then curious to know if he was going to choose his favorite dinner, what would it be for his birthday? Check this out. Oregano's deep dish pizza with a pizza cookie for dessert. Why did you join Rotary and why do you stay? When I moved here from Chicago, I didn't know anyone and wanted to get involved in the community. And I stayed because of the friendships developed over the years and the great thing our club does for both the local and world communities. And then finally, what is your favorite Rotary moment? His was, it's not one moment, it's the outpouring of love and support we received after we lost our daughter. Jim?
Thanks, President Mark. It's always great to see the new presidents come in with a new energy. They always bring something new and exciting to the club. And I want to just follow up on one of the main points that Mark made about being engaged. Being engaged not only makes your experience here that much more fulfilling, but it also helps us accomplish all of our goals. Years ago, I was listening to my pastor with a sermon that he gave that I think is very appropriate for that. And he said when he was in high school, he was walking past the golf team as they were getting ready to have their photo shot for their yearbook. And he thought as a gag he would just hop into that photograph. So he did. He hopped into the photograph, and sure enough, when the yearbook came out, he was in the picture. He said, and that didn't really bother him until years later. He says years later he started looking at it and he goes, you know what happened? I was in the picture, but I wasn't on the team. And he said that really bothered him. So what I encourage everybody here to be is on the team. Be on Mark's team this year. Do get involved with a standing committee, with a service project, with the Centennial, with the car show, whatever it may be. But be engaged because that's what's kept me in here for 18 years. Finishing up, 3 checks for you today. Got Rotary International Foundation Annual Fund. We've got my Y10 Polio sponsorship. And then to our Rotary Club of Tucson Foundation International Endowment.
2 birthdays. Next up, Wayne Meyer, born July 4th. What a day to be born on, Wayne. He joined in October of 92, classification finance, financial planning. He's with the Presidio Group Management. He's a U of A grad. I asked him the same 4 questions. What is something others didn't know about you? Check this out. At age 70, he bought a Harley Davidson and rode around on it for 10 years and didn't kill himself. What's your favorite birthday dinner? I'm on page with this one. This is all about me. Baby back ribs, baked potato loaded, corn on the cob. Wow. Why did you join Rotary and why do you stay? He was honored to be invited because he was new to Tucson. It gave him a chance to make friends and be a part of an impactful organization. He stays engaged because of those relationships, that's all of us, and he enjoys our programs. What's his favorite Rotary moment? Being able to present his 4 grandsons. They're Paul Harris Fellows. Wayne?
Thank you, Mark. You're going to have a great year. I also want to introduce Kay again. My wife, Kay, would you stand just a minute? More important than my 87th year, we're going to be married 59 years this year. We raised 2 children. They've had 8 grandchildren. Those 8 have produced 15 great-grandchildren. And only 5 of the 8 have started. I mean, the other 3 haven't started yet, so we got more to come. Let's play a little Jeopardy. Oh. Got a little prize. July 4th, of course, is important for independence and the signing of the Declaration of Independence. There were 2 very key founding fathers as part of that whole process who were not really friendly. They were pretty much political opponents. They signed the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776, along with many others. Then they were in Congress during the war, and right after the war, they were instrumental in drafting the Constitution. But they were pretty angry at each other most of the time. They eventually retired and began to write letters back and forth to each other, and they eventually became very respectful of each other's point of view. They both ironically died July 4th on 1826, the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. Now, if you know who these gentlemen are, raise your hand. Rick? Jefferson and Adams. Thank you. That's my little Rotary moment. Brief shout out about the mentoring committee. If we're going to be up to 300 members, he's going to make me very busy. I need new mentors for my committee. And also, if you're a Rotarian golfer, we have a Rotary Golf Fellowship. Please contact me. I'll get you on that list. Okay, that's it. I'll see you when I'm 90.
Thanks, Wayne. By the way, for those that are golfers, hikers, whatever, we actually have an exercise link on the Rotary Club website where you can go onto that and list what your ride or your walk or your hike is and have other Rotarians come and join you. That's been on the back burner because of COVID. That obviously is coming back. Another thing that's coming back is the 11:30 Club. So I know we have a couple of half a dozen Rotarians that snuck over and had a little cocktail before the meeting. That's kind of fun. They're over at the 11:30 Club. For those that want to join them in the future, that's what's going on with that.
They moved it up to the 11:15 Club.
11:15 Club now.
Yeah.
Sounds to me like they didn't want to be late to the meeting, or one cocktail wasn't enough.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right. So we're now down to that time where we're going to turn things over for a bit to our Sergeant at Arms, and I'm going to harass him a bit because I refer to him as the amazing Chris Dodge. He joined us just last year in February, and I got to tell you something, ideal Rotarian. Like Mitch, he just jumped right in. His classification is entertainment. Guess what? Music. Really.
Yeah.
He is the owner of Chris Dodge Entertainment, and he's also the executive director of the Tucson Jazz Festival, something that our Mayor Rothschild was very instrumental in putting together. Chris is also a U of A graduate. So, Chris, I'm told we've got a raffle with about $1,400 in it, and then also we have an opportunity for a little member recognition. Take it away.
We do. So it's actually $1,199, almost $1,200. So, but it'll be at $1,400 soon, right? With your guess. So I thought I would just have Jeannie Flower pull the first raffle ticket of the year because she's the party chair, the party animal, as Mark said. And the number is, Miss Jeannie. Check your tickets, 680-194. $62 for you. Yeah, look at that. We had this discussion. I will give that to you. It's sitting by Jeannie. She's in charge of it. She'll make sure you get it. And now, here's the big thing. We have the King of Clubs game. I think Bob started this, didn't you, Bob? Thank you for this. So that's $1,200 in the pot. If Jeannie pulls out the King of Clubs, you get the pot as well. So here we go. but the king of diamonds. The pot will remain. Yeah, that will go out of the deck and will increase chances. So, Mark, you had talked about wanting to have some member recognition time, and I talked with Bruce Jacobs, who's not here today, but he informed me of a little-known Rotary rule. It's known as the most recent past President's Club, and so we did a little digging, which wasn't very hard. And Jen, if you could put up the first slide for me here. So there are our wonderful, most recent past president, Jen. She's on there. This was in Biz Tucson. And I can't help but, we talked about We Take Calls in there on that article. You talked about Rotary. You got a lot of recognition, Jen. Yeah. Yeah. And I think we should fine you for that. And if you would be okay. And it'd be $100.
Gosh, is this thing on?
It might be running out of battery. I'll get another one.
That's okay.
You can have this one, especially if it's $200. Did he make a mistake?
All right, Jen.
Well, I'll just talk up here.
Yeah, just talk. You're used to that. You talk on the podium.
Well, I mean, I just showed up where people told me to. But, you know, I'm fair with $100. I think I can handle that.
Great.
Yeah.
And do you know the rules of the Past Presidents Club?
We don't talk about the Past Presidents Club. Am I right?
Yeah, that is right. But you also need to the current president has to be in on it too.
Oh.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. I was supposed to give this to you earlier, but now that I didn't know we were fining you $100.
Yeah.
So now that I know you this will be worth that. So here's your cherished past president's badge.
Yeah, look at that, Jen.
That's got to be worth $100. Yeah. And then, of course, during your year, your banner.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for
I got another one, Mark.
Okay.
So if Jen's in for $100, would you be able to double that for her?
I'll add $100 for you.
All right, great. So we have another past.
And how about Logan in the back?
Yeah. Well, as it so happens, pull up the next slide. Bob Logan, look at this.
Oh my God.
He is making bank as a speaker for the Remodelers Summit. Congratulations to Bob as a motivational speaker. And what do you have to say about that?
Well, I'm glad to have the microphone again. Thank you all for coming to Mark's first meeting. Welcome to downtown. Welcome, Mark Irvin. You know,
how's that song doing over there, Chris?
I can never be like the Tucson Man of the Year. I aspire to be like you, but I would like to put in $100, like Jen. No, actually 105, because I want to do more than Jen. And you did how much?
100.
Then, you know, I'm the arm twister guy, so I think 150 is what you should do for me.
100.
100 and...
Wait. Did you always say to Bob? Come up here and say it to him real quick.
But if you do the 150, you'll be in the Past Presidents Club real quickly.
Sit down, Bob.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. Thank you.
Do you want me to keep walking and go to this end of the room? Okay.
She's already asked you to sit down, I thought, unless I missed something.
All right, thank you, Bob. And of course, you know, Mark is all over the press. There he is talking in the local paper. And then you look on the next slide. Go to the next slide, Jen. There he is in Trend Magazine talking about downtown Tucson. And then on the last thing, and we poke fun at each other, but whenever given the chance, Mark talks about Rotary and talks about service above self. So thank you for being that for us, Mark. We appreciate that very much. Announcement, fitness board. It's yours.
Yeah, so the fitness board, I already touched on that briefly. If you've got something that you're doing, getting out and exercising, riding your boat, John, worst of all, John, I know you've got your cycling group that you do. Diane, I know you and Janine have a little deal that you do with a hike. You probably want some company, more dogs and more people to join you on your hike. All you have to do is get on the Rotary site and put it on there, and we'll all come join you. So that's what's happened with that. And so if you're doing something like that, jump on that. It's a great way to have more fellowship. Where is Charlotte? Heck, Charlotte, come on up and give us a history moment. I told you guys we're going to do a history moment. I wasn't kidding.
And
Charlotte.
while she's walking up, I'm going to have Bobby do a quick announcement about, I don't know what you have, ex-Rotarian membership recruitment. Take it away, Bobby.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to put an idea out there for all of you. One of the 5 groups that Steve's going to be over for membership, and our group is going to be for ex-Rotarians. Think how many people you know from before that were Rotarians, and for whatever happened in their life, that things changed, that they're not having the opportunity to join this whole group. So that's something we're going to really be pushing for really, really hard. And so that'll be my group, and I just wanted to, I expect everybody's hand to go up to make some calls for me, because we're going to be pushing and making contact with all those ex-Rotarians that might want to become members again. So everybody, hands up. Beautiful. I'll call you all tomorrow.
Thanks, Bobby.
Today is the beginning of a new Rotary year. 100 years ago, it was the beginning of our Rotary Club. Our club's charter is pictured on the screen. 25 members of the Tucson Luncheon Club established our club with their meeting location just 4/10 of a mile from where we are today. A 1942 Tucson explains, "So deeply satisfied were the Tucson Luncheon Club members and so loyal were they that many of our enthusiasts failed to get their names on the charter, and they became known as the class of 1921 as they joined later that year." For a closer look at our charter, a copy of it is over here, which hangs in our club office, and there's also a list of the members that joined in 1921. Fred Ronstadt, pictured on the screen, with a classification of farm machinery, joined in 1921. Ever since he joined, and continuously for 100 years, a member of his family has belonged to our Tucson Club, with members today, his grandson Jim Ronstadt and his great-grandson Jeff Ronstadt. But with just 1 minute to share, my friends, that story's going to have to wait for another day.
By the way, if you didn't know, Charlotte's a past president, and not only a past president, but she's her and her husband Mike is who started the Ride-In Polio downtown. So thank you, Charlotte.
Hey, Mark, can we have like 20 seconds?
Yes.
Bruce has one quick announcement.
Hey everybody, I am pleased to announce the Hiking Fellowship starts again on Saturday for the first time since April of 2020. We'll be meeting at the normal place, La Buzz, out off Tanca Verde 7 with a 7:30 departure, and we're going to go up and see what Marshall Gulch looks like. So anybody wants to join, we'll see you Saturday morning at La Buzz.
Thanks, Bruce.
Chris, thank you.
It's all yours.
Time to close it up, guys. So a couple things just in closing. If you've not picked up your car show tickets or packets, please do so. And if you already did this, don't leave them here. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us today, and especially our virtual guests as well. We hope you enjoyed the meeting. If you like what you saw and you'd like more information about Rotary, you can stop by the back table, and I'm sure we'll find somebody that'll be there to help you. If you would like to donate to our scholarship cups, there's a cup at the registration table for you to do that. Special happy birthday, Jim, to you and Wayne. Next week, Randy Rogers, the CEO of the Tucson Association of Realtors, is going to be our keynote speaker. In case you didn't know, it happens to be their 100th anniversary as well. And just a remarkable twist of fate, Gus Rosenfeld, who's celebrating their 100th anniversary, is going to be our sponsor. We're going to close out, that'll then be followed by Colonel Joseph Turnham, who's our base commander at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, giving us a heads up on what's going on at the base and their plans. And we'll close out our keynote in July with honorary member Coach Adia Barnes. So mark your calendars for that. We'll have a couple things that are going to happen that day. We're going to do the group photograph, and we're also, let's invite a woman to Rotary Day. Didn't I say things would improve with the keynote speakers after today? Please join me in a toast. May the holes in your net be no larger than your fish. Thank you for joining us. We are adjourned.
Mark Irvin.
Look, here's my buddy.
We'll see. I took a lot of pictures, but none of them came out.
See you, Alan. Nice to come back. Come back often. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Steve, thank you.
Appreciate the
By the way, I don't know if I told you, but during my remarks for the CCIM deal, we talked all about the car and its importance and all that stuff. So,
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks for the commercials.
you know what I say all the time. Part of the reason